The National Minimum Wage Act.
2 months ago, the National Assembly received the National Minimum Wage Amendment Bill from the Executive. The House of Representatives passed the bill before it embarked on its election races and approved 30,000 as new minimum wage. The Senate has passed the bill and also approved 30,000 naira. Senator Francis Alimi Kena presented the report of the ad hoc committee on the national minimum wage, which was unanimously adopted.
In favor of the motion, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Senator Francis Alimi Kena. Present the report, thank you.
I rise to read the report of the ad hoc committee on bill for an act to repeal the National Minimum Wage Act number 6, 1981 as amended, Cap N61, Law of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and enact the National Minimum Wage Act 2019 to prescribe the National Minimum Wage for Workers and Related Matters, SB 722. Introduction. Mr. President, the Senate in a plenary on Thursday, 24 January 2019, debated the general principles of a bill for an act to repeal the National Minimum Wage Act number 6, 1981 as amended, Cap N61, Law of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and enact the National Minimum Wage for Workers for Related Matters, SB 722, and thereafter refer same to the ad hoc committee on National Minimum Wage for further legislative action. It should be recalled that the Senate President on Tuesday, 12 March 2019, named Senator Francis Alimi Kena as acting chairman of the ad hoc committee on National Minimum Wage Amended Bill 2019, following the departure of the chairman, Senator Olusola Adeyeye, on medical vacation abroad. Objectives of the bill: the bill seeks to prescribe the national minimum wage for the country and provide a legal framework for ideal review of the national minimum wage in line with the prescribed specified under the bill. The 18th clause B provides for the establishment of a tripartite committee on national minimum wage by Mr. President, with equal representation from the federal, state government, organized labor, and organized private sector, with the secretariat to be domiciled in the National Salary, Income, and Wages Commission. The bill provides that the tripartite committee shall compose of a chairman, a secretary, government representatives, secretary to the government of the Federation, head of service of the Federation, Minister of Labor and Employment, Minister of Finance, Minister of Budget, National Salary, Income and Wages Commission, and state governors from each of the 6 geopolitical zones to be nominated by governors from the zone. Representative of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, Trade Union Congress, TUC, Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, MAN, National Association of Chambers of Commerce and Industry, Mines and Agriculture, NASIMA, Nigeria Association of Small and Medium Enterprises, NASME. Committee meeting. The committee resolved to utilize the opinion of the meeting instead of the public hearing as a methodological device to fast-track the process of the assignment to ensure timely submission of its report to the Senate. Therefore, the committee met Wednesday, 13 March 2019 in meeting room 4231, Wing National, the new building of National Assembly Complex at 2:30 p.m. and deliberated exhaustively on the bill. Recommendation. The ad hoc committee makes the following recommendation. 1. That the sum of 30,000 naira be approved as the new minimum national wage as contained in clause 3.1 of the bill. That the fine for not keeping records of employees should not exceed 75,000 naira. Then the federal government should put in place procedure that will lead to a review of the revenue sharing formula to enhance states' capability towards implementation of the national minimum wage. The Minister of Finance and Budget and National Planning should, as a matter of urgency, compute and forward to the National Assembly for inclusion in the 2019 budget the actual amount required for the new national minimum wage. Conclusion. On behalf of the ad hoc committee, I wish to express my sincere gratitude to the Senate for the opportunity to serve in this regard. I so move, Mr. President.
Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I have one observation and a comment. The observation is on page 4, under recommendations 8.0. 8.0, item 2, that the fine for not keeping records of employees should not exceed 75,000. What is in the bill is 5,000. So I want the committee to give us, to clarify why that very astronomical increase. On the comment side, Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, let me say that this administration has fulfilled its promise to Nigerian workers. It promised to do this, give a new national minimum wage to the Nigerian workers, and it has fulfilled that promise. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I believe that Nigerian workers are now to show that this gesture of government, which is supposed to be, is really appreciated. How? To whom much is given, much is expected. We want to see the service performing optimally. And for government, I believe that we don't have to wait until when we are threatened with actions or strikes by the civil servants before we take the right steps. So it is on both sides that issues must be treated properly. On our side, as a government, we don't have to wait for a threatening strike, but on the side of the Nigerian workers, they must show that this government, or indeed any government, is paying them, and they are paying the Nigerian government, not, in fact, servicing the Nigerian people appropriately. With these very brief remarks, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, I believe that 2019 going forward is going to witness stability in our civil service and productivity in the actions of our civil servants. Thank you very much.
Yes, Senator James Mancha.
Mr. President, I joined the Senate leader in at least thanking Senator Ali Mekana. Senator Ali Mekana, and members of this ad hoc committee for a job well done, and particularly considering the timing of this committee's assignments, and for them to have come out with this job the way it is, I think they have done very well. Because while so many people were busy campaigning, and so many things happened during this period, but in spite of it all, they have been able to submit it. And I think I want to say they have done very well. Just like the Senate leader said, I think they have something to explain. That jump between, is it 35? From 5,000 to 75,000. I think it's something that will, maybe it's a mistake. I'm sure the chairman will explain. Having said that, Mr. President, I want to say this, that we try as much as possible to avoid what we have seen in the recent times. When there is a constitutional provision, we abide by it, irrespective of which party is in government, so that we do these things smoothly. And the workers we'll be very happy, because when the worker is happy, the productivity will be high. But when the worker is not happy, you know that definitely there will be problems. So let us not wait until there is a threat of action, strike action, before we do what we are doing. Let everything follow smoothly without problems, looking forward. Having said that, Mr. President, my respected colleagues, just like the senior leader pointed out, when you are happy, do what you are expected to do so that your employer will also be happy. And when both sides are happy, then society will be a better place to live in. And that is very, very significant. And looking forward, I want to say that, unfortunately, it is very embarrassing to know today that even the minimum wage that we are using today, some state governments are not applying it stricto sensu. This is very, very unfortunate. When this bill is eventually passed, I want to say everybody looks forward to all governments, local government, state government, federal government, applying what the law is regulating. And this is very, very significant. So I want to implore everybody to pass this bill expeditiously. And from the mood of the Senate, it is very clear that everybody is with the workers. God bless you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity.
Minority Leader.
What we have done, like we said before, is just to give them a living wage, and that is the minimum we can do. However, Mr. President, my own issue is that of 8.03. It says, one of the recommendations, that the federal government should put in place procedure that will lead to a review of the revenue sharing formula to enhance states' capabilities towards implementation of the national minimum wage. That is the key there. Because without that, states will not be able to pay. And it is not worth it if we make this constitutional amendment only for states not to be able to pay. The government needs to take this seriously and do something about it immediately. Let me also salute the courage of the workers, because they were resilient and they stood by it. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Senator Gamadi.
We always are at the receiving end as a parliament. Things take their course through executive branch over a long period of time. And when they arrive, the Senate and the House of Representatives, everybody begins to say, oh, it is the National Assembly that's delaying issues. This bill is being passed promptly to ensure that the workers know that the National Assembly cannot be their problem. Because when there is a call to abolish National Assembly, all of them are the ones shouting in the streets that yes, let the Senate go or let the House of Rep go, because they are the ones stopping us from getting our pay. We know that National Assembly cannot be in the way of workers. And this is the way we can demonstrate this action. And I think 30,000 that is being recommended in this bill.
Very clear to us that billions and millions applied to address the security challenges in this country has not been able to produce the result we need. So I believe that this is not an issue that we have to wait for the implementation of the 2019 budget. Every life matters. And what is happening in that very state is symptomatic of the fact that we are failing as a nation. And these are all symptoms of a failing state, where the government, the authority of the nation, has been unable to tackle a clear case of banditry. And I think at this very time, all persons, every Nigerian, irrespective of his political inclinations, beliefs, and associations, should come together and give all the contributions that are needed to address this problem. Because if Zamfara continues to be what it is, it's going to spread to where we are, where we think we have a paradise and a safe haven. The political class and the political elites in this country especially the governing elite, must take the lives of the common people very seriously. Security votes should be used for security, not as a political largesse for spreading and sharing the political followers and supporters. And the governors of the state should spend more time in their states to address the problem they are being faced with. From Mondays to Thursdays, they are always here in the name of meeting Mr. President, which is lies. And on Fridays, they are in the villa praying with Mr. President. Mr. President should learn to tell them to remain in their states and address the problems that they are being faced with. We cannot continue to deceive ourselves, thinking that coming here to gloss over the issue, to paper over the issue, and to try to evade those with the direct responsibility, and by bringing solutions that are not directly confronting the issues, and think that we can solve the problem. So, Mr. President, whatever prayer that is going to be offered here.
Live from the floor of the Senate, where senators have reconvened for Wednesday's plenary. Well, one motion from the Senate Minority Leader, Emmanuel Boacha.
Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Air Staff, DGSSS, NIA, all that. In fact, Zamfara, Defense Minister is from Zamfara, yet you are not able to resolve these issues. And that the issues are very, very clear. Just yesterday, Mr. President, Boko Haram attacked Damaturu town. So it's not just Zamfara. We get to hear this day in, day out. And I think the way to go on this, while supporting this motion fully, I strongly recommend that we should get this report of that ad hoc committee that conducted this security summit. A lot of resources were committed to conduct that summit. Thank you, Mr. President.
Deputy Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. President and my colleagues. First, I want to start by saying that one of the prayers of distinguished Senator Marafa about the availability of funds is already captured by the framers of our Constitution. They anticipate this kind of situation. And under Section 83, with due respect, it says, the National Assembly may by law make provision for the establishment of a contingencies fund for the Federation and for authorizing the President, if satisfied that there has arisen an urgent and unforeseen need for expenditure for which no other provision exists, to make advances from that fund. That's what Section 83 says. But, Mr. President, I have always said the nature and character of an offense, to a larger extent, determines the control strategy for that. We don't want to face this matter with the seriousness. Let me give an example, sir. Senator Marafa will tell you that wherever there is killing in Zamfara, those people who perpetrated this thing came on motorbikes. So for a short period of time, it's better for Zamfara people to do with the inconvenience of not having the convenience of transporting themselves by motorbike than for us to now totally ban the use of motorbike in Zamfara State. This is one action that you can take that will significantly alter the entire thing. The entire Zamfara State and the part of neighboring Kebbi State, we ban the use of motorbike so that at least this will give police two issues. One, it means whoever is seen on motorbike, the first presumption is that he is a killer and then he should be arrested. But we don't want to do this simply because for political reasons people will say they have been barred from having access to that. The second aspect, Mr. President, is that these people come to town, we have seen on videos, with this motorbike, carrying guns with them and then buying fuel. And we've been told that nothing has been done. That's what we've been told, sir, despite the presence of army and everybody in Zamfara. But I think more disturbing, sir, I don't know whether my colleagues have watched one video. I think I sent it to you, DSP, where somebody in Zamfara, I think 27 years old man, is making fortune by telling people that he has charm that can guard them from being gunned down. They call it Magani Bindiga or whatever. I don't know how to describe it, sir, because it's so stupid that you begin to wonder what exactly is happening. And then in that interview, most of the people who were interviewed by NTA, sir, they said, well, we go to this man because this man has medicine that will prevent gun from killing us. And that how do you get this medicine? In the video, you can see, sir, that they will drink water and some concoctions. And in fact, one of them even attempted to try to say, oh, shoot me, and then he was gone down. That is to tell you the level of irresponsibility that is happening there. Sir, it's all a matter of strategy, sir. If today the government says that it has banned, even if you deploy the entire army in Zamfara, provided the root cause of the problem is not attacked, we're going to have this problem. So first action that I would suggest, sir, as chairman of the National Assembly, the legislative intervention that we can do, sir, is to summon the Speaker of the Zamfara State House of Assembly to face a committee here where we will draft laws that they should go immediately and pass it. And then we now ask the police and the army to enforce it. Nobody should be seen on bike, and it's going to be a temporary issue, sir, maybe for 3 months. All over the world, when we have problems like this, there is what is referred to as sunset law that lasts within a given period of time to enable the security assess really the situation. But every day we keep on talking about this. We have not seen one strategy that is targeted at the root cause of this problem. Deployment is not sufficient. We already have a statistic that all the attacks that were done by people who came on motorbike. So what do? Demobilize them, remove motorbike first. Let them not have access to motorbike. Let me see if somebody will go and attack a village by trekking, and then if he can escape. So these are the situations, sir. And I think that it's high time we begin to redirect the thinking of security agents in respect of control strategies relating to issue of kidnapping, issue of killing in Zamfara and neighboring area. Thank you very much.
Senator Binta.
Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleague. My name is Binta Masi Garba, Adamawa North Senatorial District of Adamawa State. I rise in support of the motion that was moved by Senator Marafa and our condolence to the people and government of Zamfara State. It's sad, sorrowful, and painful that common Nigerians are being killed daily like animals, of which the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is being brought to question, which most of our other colleagues have made mention of the clauses of those, the Constitution. Zamfara, as it is, so we need to take a drastic measure. But taking this drastic measure, there are pertinent questions that need to be asked. We have a population of over 200 million, and the question is that what is the strength of our armed forces of this country? If we know the strength of our armed forces, then obviously, probably we'll make a comparative analysis. Secondly, sir, it is not only Zamfara that is facing this crisis, but the kind of wanton killing on a daily basis calls for a drastic measure. I need to make a comment which obviously my colleague, Senator Boacha, made mention. And I think if we want to talk about a country, and we as Nigerians, we don't need to go backward, but we need to look at a way forward. Taraba too has crisis. Adamawa is in crisis. Kaduna is in crisis. Rivers is in crisis. Niger is in crisis. Plateau is in crisis. Benue is in crisis. Katsina too is in crisis. So if we looked at all the 36 states, virtually almost 80% of our states are in need of one, security agencies or the other. So the comparative analysis that we need to ask is that, what is the strength of our armed forces in this country? Do we need to recruit more people? The other time here, sir, when the government was asking for $1 billion, some of our colleagues here kicked against it. But now that virtually everybody knows that he's looking for a safe haven. And where do we get the safe haven if we don't have a country that is peaceful, a country that is united, a country that believes in itself? Then obviously we have an issue. Sir, women are becoming widows, children are becoming orphans, and poverty is on the increase on a daily basis. And we, as a legislator representing the people, must dissuade ourselves from regional belief and look at ourselves as an entity, as a nation. Then we will come on a round table to discuss the well-being, the welfare of our people. As it is said in the Constitution, we, the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, have firmly and solemnly resolved to live in unity and harmony as an indivisible, indissoluble, sovereign nation under God, dedicated to the promotion of inter-African solidarity, world peace, international cooperation, and understanding. If we, the people of this country, cannot live harmoniously, then obviously the Constitution is to be questioned. But what I'm saying is that we have gone through pain, we from the northeastern part of Nigeria. And again, the northwestern part of Nigeria is almost in another crisis. But we want to crave the indulgence of this hollow chamber to look into these affairs of security and bring the government to be accountable. That security is paramount, no amount of money. And so even here, the problem I have is that if you go to every government house or houses in Nigeria, the 36 states, you can have minimum of 200 policemen in the government house. So if you take most of these people that are protecting one person and bring them to the forefront, then obviously we will not be talking about insecurity here and there. The numbers of policemen or security agents, I mean people that are guiding an individual or a family, I think we need to look into it. And thank God that even we are going to deliberate the reform of the police so that we can look inward and look at the nitty-gritty. One life saved is a national, asset. But if lives are destroyed, then obviously the asset of Nigerians are being destroyed. Thank you very much.
Senator Deer.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, and my distinguished colleagues. I'm Olushola Adeyeye from Osun Central. Directly above your head, Mr. President, is the credo of our republic. It says unity and faith, peace and progress. The truth is, whatever a man sows, the same he will reap. And that goes for a family, that goes for a tribe, that goes for a nation, and that goes for a multinational republic such as Nigeria. When a nation or republic cannot keep faith with justice and with the truth, it will never achieve unity, it will never achieve peace, and it will never achieve progress. Mr. President, sir, one of us quoted from this Constitution and went ahead to make prescription for how to move forward. I dare to tell this nation today that this is the problem. This Constitution can never give us progress. This Constitution can never give us peace. This Constitution can never give us unity. And unfortunately, most of us in this National Assembly, we don't have the spine to face what we need to give this republic to have peace and progress. What do I mean? This Constitution has 68 items, 68 on the exclusive list. This Constitution has only 12 on the concurrent list. And those 12 are written so nebulously, so fraudulently, that you know that the intention is to even undermine those concurrent lists. That is why those who want unity and peace in Nigeria must first remember that the name of our republic is not just Nigeria. The formal name of this republic is Federal Republic of Nigeria. Unfortunately, we don't run a federalist system in Nigeria. Otherwise, what is so unique about all those things that are in the exclusive list? We used to have a parliamentary system. And then we wanted unity, we wanted peace, we wanted progress, and we therefore said we are going to go with a presidential system. Honestly, there are many presidential systems in the world that have peace and progress. I can't quarrel with that. But we must put in place the same safeguards that presidential system across the world put in place so that you can have what it needs to run the society. In this chamber, we try to federalize the police system. In this chamber, we failed. We failed because we didn't summon the courage, the wisdom, the tenacity of purpose, and the vision, and the understanding of what is making nations across the world to work. A man from Otukpo was the DPO in my local government when I was chairman. The man did not speak Igbomina in an Igbomina local government. The man did not speak Yoruba in a Yoruba local government. Every crime is local. And the solution to every crime is local. The earlier that senators in Nigeria summoned the courage to say, we should not continue to deceive ourselves. I know that police is costly. If we are going to allow some states to have police according to their own wishes, therefore, we must revisit the revenue formula, such as more money go to states. States are where the people live. States are where the problems occur. States are where local ingenuity can be brought to solve local problems. We have only 2 months left. I don't believe it is too late. Tomorrow, let our Constitution Review Committee bring only one item. And let us fast track everything that we must have state police. As continue you say no, you will continue to have your problems. I'm already, I'm sorry for those of you who are in your 50s and 60s. Those of us in our 70s and all the rest, now you go say face the problem. But honestly, I want to be part of the solution. And all of us should pray for the grace to be part of the solution. We have had these problems for far too long. We must have local policing capacity. And I want to give a practical example. When I became the chairman of my local government, the biggest problem I faced in my local government was crime, was robbery, even in the church. I went to the commissioner of police. Bako was his name. And I said, this is the problem we have. We need more police. The man said, you are the smallest local government in the state. We cannot give you more. But what you can do, you can go and organize vigilante. He didn't know. I was recording it. Second meeting, I brought up the issue again. Again, he repeated himself. I recorded it. Third time I brought it. He said, what did I do? I went back to my local government and I announced, everybody in this local government who has gone to secondary school, whether you pass or you fail, come to local government, we will examine you, we will give you a job. We recruited 68 people, paid them pittance, only 4,000 naira a month. And we said, you are now the community patrol. We took them to Oshogbo, civil defense trained them. My local government became the only one in Osun that robbers knew they dare not enter. Because local people knew where the thieves were. 2 people from the villages, they caught them, and we banned them. It's not the police, not the court. Other people, my people, banned them. That for 7 years, they must not come back. Local people can bring local sensibilities, can bring local wisdom, can bring local ingenuity to solve this problem. Until we do so, we are deceiving ourselves. God bless you.
Distinguished colleagues, I think we will now move to prayers. Prayer 1, commend all Nigerians who, irrespective of cultural, religious, and tribal differences, came out in numbers to show solidarity to the plight of their brothers and sisters in Zamfara. Those in favor of prayer 1 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 2, urge the National Assembly to make provision for the sum of 10 billion in the 2019 appropriations intervention funds to cater for the IDPs and other persons affected by the activities of armed bandits in Zamfara State. Those in favor of prayer 2 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 3, urge the federal government to set up an ad hoc committee to be known as Presidential Initiative on Zamfara with a 10-year lifespan to manage the said funds and subsequent allocations and donations. Those in favor of prayer 3 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. I want to join others in thanking Senator Marfa and all those who have contributed to this very important topic and also particularly to the Nigerians who came out to show their solidarity. And also from the contributions we've had, I think it's key that we begin to look at the cause of the problem and look for long-term solutions. I think that what we did yesterday in trying to strengthen the funding of the police and what we have before us, the police, that will also help us. Thank those who have contributed to this.
But I would rather go through and ask the Senate to look into